This event brings together the experiences, collaborations, and shared vision that have shaped my life and career. Growing up here in Enugu, unlike many of us, meet the challenges of accessing clean water and reliable electricity. These early experiences have shaped my determination to address these challenges for future generations. Over nearly 20 years, I had the privilege of working for esteemed international organizations in Austria, including OPEC, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and Sustainable Energy for All. In this regard, Austria, with its emphasis on innovation, sustainability, precision, became a second home and a place where I learned the power of global collaboration. These organizations equipped me with the skills and perspectives to design integrated solutions for water and energy that I bring to this project today. This project is backed by two extraordinary organizations, including OSTAP International Water, which is seated to my left, and Wanko Scott Associates, each with over 50 years of experience in their respective fields. NSA, led by my good friend and classmate at Federal Government College Enugu, Emeka Wanko, represents the pinnacle of local experience. Emeka and I have come full circle from surviving the tanker water in the 1980s to working together today to ensure future generations never face the same struggles as we did. With OSTAP's guidance and NSA's local knowledge, this partnership is poised to set new benchmarks in water management. This $100 million Sustainable Last Mile and Advanced Metering Infrastructure Initiative project will create over 500 new jobs, train professionals in modern water management solutions, and directly improve public health and economic opportunities in Enugu State.
He said it like
Thank you. This initiative highlights strong bilateral relations between Austria and Enugu State. In this regard, I'd like to thank Governor Mbah and for his visionary leadership, and Ambassador Schlesinger for Austria's unwavering support for development in Africa. And to OSTAP and NSA, your combined century of experience is a cornerstone of this project's success. Together, we are building a legacy of innovation, collaboration, and sustainability. Thank you.
In the last 5 months, I have visited Austria twice, and as His Excellency the Ambassador mentioned in his speech, met with some government ministers and also some business members of the business community. And what we have essentially done here today, maybe I'll give a background of what it means to us. When we went out to ask for the mandate of our people to serve them, part of what we said to them was that we're going to make Enugu State the premier destination for living. And we know that for you to make a city, a livable city, you must address things like access to potable water. It should be taken for granted. But this is a problem that had persisted over the decades here with us in Enugu. But the fact that this anomaly had persisted over the years didn't mean that we should endorse it as normal. So, and water was one of the items on our promissory notes that we said to our people with certainty that we're going to address within a certain period of time. Indeed, we gave a commitment of 180 days. We didn't say that because we felt that it's good for politics to say that. It wasn't about public acclaim, it wasn't about posturing. it was because we also knew where water ranked in the priority list. And as the ambassador said, water affects several other sectors: education, health, poverty, and all that. Education, I mean, time that the kids would spend being in school or maybe doing their homework, they would spend searching for water. One of the experiences that struck me was during our campaign when we saw kids lined up, with their buckets, waiting to buy water from a tanker. That was quite, something that was difficult to get at. So you could imagine that those kids could either have been in school or maybe doing their homework. And then, of course, healthcare. You know that with the waterborne diseases everywhere in our communities, even in the urban areas, with no access to potable water, we're going to have to continue to deal with that challenges. And then again, it affects our disposable income, because what you could have used to either feed the family, you're now going to dedicate in paying a premium to get access to potable water. So and of course, I'm sure this was also the reason why in item 6 of the SDG goals is clearly captured. Access to potable water and sanitation for all is a major item there. And we also are dealing with quite a number of challenges with something to do with open defecation, even in our urban and semi-urban area. And we know that we cannot address that effectively without making sure that we have, we make sure that our people have access to potable water. So what we have done here today is something that guarantees that the last mile, all the households in our city, in Enugu City, have access to potable water. So we are going to, as government, continue to deal with the upstream part of things, making sure that we produce enough water. And as you know, we have committed quite a lot of resources in this area, even in the budget of 2025. So what that means is we're going to continue to ramp up and enhance our currently today, we have the capacity to produce 120,000 cubic meters of water. Our plan is before the end of next year to increase that to 200,000 cubic meters. So with this deal, having the WANDE Nexus inject 100 million United States dollars into our downstream, we see that problem completely being solved. We're going to have all the old pipes replaced, all the tertiary line pipes to the households replaced and then metered. So it is sustainable because you're going to also be able to generate revenue to continue to sustain the operation. So this is a welcome development, and it's a partnership that we see a lot of win-win. And just as the ambassador said, it is my hope that this is going to serve as a model to attract other investors and, from Austria, and we're already, working with a couple of them. We have Kekelits here. We have, we're already in discussion with GHS, also hoping to have them set up here. So we're really looking forward to other Austrian partnership. I cannot thank you enough, Your Excellency, the Ambassador, because, and of course, my team, led by Andreas, it's just no way this could have been possible without the active support and commitment you have all demonstrated to make sure that this transaction work. On our part, what you can take home with or take to bed with is trust. the fact that you're working with a trusted government, all the things we have committed to in the agreement, we're going to discharge it creditably. You can take that for granted. If there's one thing you cannot question, is our integrity. We understand what that means. And part of our governance philosophy is collaboration and partnership. And we know that the one item that drives that is trust. And that you can really, that for us is our major competitive advantage. Coming from a background of business, understanding that you need that to thrive, you also need to ensure that there is also ease of doing business, and that is something we also bring to the table. You're not going to have issues with making sure you get all your permits, all the licenses you need to build or open roads to bury your pipes and all that. We have a one-stop shop where all these things can be provided without the typical government bureaucracy. So I really thank you for this interest and what we have done here today. So just for the records, this is not an MOU. This is not yet a company thinking about investment. This company has passed investment decision. We are now signing this document to commence the inflow of funds and the implementation of the agreement. So once again, I thank you very much and welcome you, and to make sure you enjoy the rest of your stay in Enugu. Thank you and God bless you all.
I am accompanied by the heads of important Austrian firms to work on something which is implementing a vision. And the vision is the vision of the governor to improve the living conditions for the people of Enugu. And what the governor did was he came twice to Austria to have talks at the ministerial level, to have talks at international organization level, to have talks with the business community on how to build up a cooperation between Enugu State and Austria to make something very fundamental: allow people access to clean water. And we found out that by just looking at the project, what great potential it has. It goes just beyond the provision of the most important element for human beings to survive, water. It is reduce poverty, have enhanced environment, allow for education, allow for fighting against all the illnesses related to water if it is contaminated. So we're here at a point where we can significantly improve the living conditions for the Enugans. But what it also does is, and we talked about it, we thus make Enugu very attractive for others, for other firms, for other companies, for people who want to live in such a city. And I cannot underline how much I really think that today we witnessed something very, very important. And all my gratitude goes to the governor, his support, his trust in Austrian firms to have this important ceremony today, signing a $100 million contract for the people of Enugu. Thank you.
This is an investment where 100 million United States dollars is being injected in our downstream water scheme, and that we have the responsibility as state government to continue to manage the upstream. So as state government, we will continue to produce water. And that's why I said, if you look at my budget, our budget for next year, there has been some funds slated for water, and that is essentially to enhance our production capacity. So that volume would grow from 120 million liters to 200 million liters. But in the downstream, which is making sure it gets to the last mile, this company, WANDE NEXUS, working in partnership with OSTAP, would take over that responsibility. Okay, they are going to ensure that water is produced, and they are also going to that water is connected to the various households, and they are also going to ensure that the consumption is also traced or tracked, so they get back revenue from it to continue, of course, to this is an investment. Okay, so as you would imagine, they would also expect some returns on investments, and that's what it is. And just for the records, this is not a case where we're just signing an agreement that is exploratory. This is an agreement that we signed today for the funds to begin to flow. So we expect that by January they would have started, with the connectivities and the connections to the last mile, and the procurement of the meters and all that would commence. So this is essentially just sealing the deal. That this is a discussion that started over
8 months ago.
8 months ago. So we're just bringing to an end a, from signing an MOU all the way to term sheets, getting a concession agreement, and today finally signing off on all the issues, and the investment funds would flow in by January. So if you listen to my budget speech, part of beyond increasing the production volume, we're also going to address the Nsoka water scheme. We also have the rural water schemes, modular water schemes that we're already doing. We're present currently in 130 communities, basically doing a modular water scheme. So that would continue. The objective is to make sure we cover all the communities in the state. And of course, that would include the semi-urban locations like Udi, Ogu, and all that. We are not bringing any equity in terms of like a JV. This is an investment where the concessionaire takes over the entire downstream and provide all the facilities, and improve on the connections and deal with the revenue side of things as well. The state would continue to own the production infrastructure. We will continue to also make sure we maintain the production infrastructure, and we're going to ensure that water continues to flow, because if we don't produce, then they won't be able to distribute. So we have commitments. So if you want to put it by way of JV, then our commitment to the JV is to continue to produce, and their commitment would be to continue to distribute.